Hi guys, this is Mauro. I see a lot of players that don't take advantage of your opponent's weak first or second serve, or decent second serve a lot of the times. A very important thing that we can learn from the pros is, and something that I truly believe that has not been that most players don't take advantage enough, is the second serve. Is that second serve that doesn't have really much. Especially I see that happening a lot when I see players on the doubles league matches. And what happens is many times you play an opponent that has a pretty weak second serve, and even the first serve sometimes is not that good. But I see people that they're standing on the same spot all the time, returning that serve. And if you're playing someone that doesn't have especially we're talking mostly on the second serve, assuming that you're playing someone that doesn't have a really good second serve, you have to be moving around and you want to be switching your positions on the court to make him work a little more, to get him out of the comfort zone, and to make it, they have to come up with something else. You want to force them to send a message that if you don't hit a good second serve, I'm gonna take over. And it's not just the physical aspect, you know, that you're gonna be able to take over the point, guys. I mean, I'm talking, it's not just the physical aspect of the game that matters. It's also the mental aspect. You're sending the message to the guy. If you're just gonna be pushing the ball on that second serve, and I'm gonna be standing on the same spot all the time and doing nothing about it, then the guy's gonna keep doing that. But if you're moving around and you're running around and hitting that forehand, and you have a variety of things to do, so you have to make the guy think, change, get out of his comfort zone. And when you pressure the second serve of a player, you pressure in the first serve as well. They're gonna start pushing the first serve because they don't wanna they know you're gonna do something on the second serve, so they don't wanna face a second serve. They don't wanna hit a second serve because they know you're gonna punish it. You know you're gonna take advantage of that. So it's very important to work on that second serve, to put pressure on it, because that's also gonna be reflected on the first serve. Now, as you can see, I have markers on this side. This is the due side. So we have the markers in the corner on this side. This will be the forehand for righties, okay? And this is the down the line shot on the backhand. Usually we're gonna see that a lot of the players, a lot of the people that I see playing, they hit when they miss the first serve, they're not really doing anything on the second serve. They kind of staying just here, and if they serve to the backhand, well, they hit the backhand. If they go to the forehand, but they're not really moving around. So one thing that you want to do is when your opponent is hitting a weak second serve, you know, the thing you have to do first is split step when the guy hits the ball, and then you move forward. So what you can do is, if you're gonna figure out the spot where you say, okay, this is a spot where I want to hit the ball. Move a couple of steps back, and when the other guy is about to hit, you move a couple of steps, split step when he hits, and then you move. You always want to try to be moving towards that ball when the ball is coming towards you. Okay, try to lean forward on that ball, especially in the return of serve. Is very important. Now, this spot here, the wide forehand, that's a very difficult. That's a very low percentage for serve. See, usually you're not going to see a lot of people trying to go for that spot right there, especially on the second serve. On the backhand as well, this is the most common one, but usually their serve is not as accurate as to hit the ball right there. You know, like very well cornered. That takes a lot of practice. That takes a really good player. So one thing that you want to do is when they hit that second serve weak, guys, you can, instead of staying kind of in the middle here, you can move a little bit to your left in order to run around and hit that forehand. When you start putting pressure on the second serve, they are gonna try to, the server is gonna start feeling the pressure, and he's gonna try to start going for those spots. The difficult spots on the forehand and the backhand. On that second serve, you're putting pressure on them, and they're already thinking, I don't know if I'm gonna. This guy is really taking over every point with my second serve. So I have to keep my first serve in. So that's when sometimes they start bringing the pace down a little bit on that first serve, easier to attack, and then and when they miss it, they have more pressure on the second serve. Those are when you see that ball coming on, it's one important thing is you attack that second serve. You can run around on the forehand and try to take over the point. Don't kill it, but try to make a shot that is deep and that puts you in a good position for it. It's more like a setup shot for the next shot. Now, when you're moving forward, you want to move forward to attack on the first serve. Not really attack, but you want to move forward to make a good contact on the ball. And the first serve, you have to think, okay, a lot of some people think that if you move forward, they're gonna go wide, they're gonna go for those corners, and they're gonna ace you, or you're gonna get in trouble. But you gotta go for the percentages, guys. The truth is, how many times do the other guy really serves in those spots that accurate? Is very rare. So when you're ready to receive, you move forward and you're leaning towards that ball. And in my mind, I'm already thinking, my mindset is, I know there are gonna be shots that this guy is gonna make good serves. They're gonna be well placed in those spots, and that's fine. That's a good serve. I just giving credit for that. But the truth is, how many times is he gonna be able to do that? How many times is she gonna be able to do that? Very rarely. Very rarely. The percentage is very. I would say that probably the average player doesn't make more than, I don't know what, lower than 10%, probably 5%, 6%, 3%. Just think on any game you play, the other guy, how many times do they get to hit those spots right in the corner where he's gonna get you in trouble? Just think about it. That's why it's important on the first serve, you want to split step and you lean forward and you're thinking, I know that I'm gonna leave some spot uncovered, which are those two corners, but the truth is that how many times is he gonna be able to serve there? And the other hand, you're thinking, what am I gonna do to this guy? I'm gonna put all the pressure on him. I'm gonna be forcing him to move the serve around. I'm gonna make him think more. I'm gonna get him the comfort zone. I'm gonna be pressuring the first serve. He knows that if he doesn't make the first serve, if I'm putting pressure on the first serve, imagine what I'm gonna do on the second one. That's when we should start running around. That's when you can move all the way back here, like you've seen Nadal, like you've seen Wawrinka doing. Second serve, moving all the way back and saying, okay, I'm gonna run around that forehand, even if I'm standing all the way out there by the fence, But you gotta move around, you gotta switch your game, you gotta do different stuff. But even on the first serve, you have, of course, if you have to figure out first if you have the game, if you have the return, if you can do it. Many times we have never done that before, and it's kind of difficult expecting to do that. But if you don't try it, if you find out that you're probably not ready to start pushing, moving forward and getting that ball on the rise, on the serve and stuff, well, then you can start little by little. Don't move so far forward or into the court in order to attack. But that's one thing that you really want to do, guys. When you can move forward to attack that serve. Don't worry if you get aced on the really good spots. That is something that you just, before you play, you gotta think about and say, you know what, that's gonna happen. Good serve. You just move on to the next shot. But what the damage on the physical game and the mental aspect that you're gonna do to the other guy can be so much, especially on the second serve, guys. You're pressuring the guy on the first serve. The guy, he's gonna start pushing the second serve. He knows that you're also attacking the second serve. So when you're attacking the second serve, when you're putting the other guy in trouble in the second serve, that's when he's gonna start pushing the first serve as well. And he says, I don't wanna face a second serve against this guy. I'm just gonna push it, okay? So remember, guys, pay attention on how you're moving there. A couple of steps, split and go on that first serve. You wanna do the same thing on the second one, move around. Try to run around as many times as you can to hit that forehand. You can move back all the way. The idea is that you really want to, it's not just a change of plan. It's the message, the mental pressure, the message that you're sending to the other guy, mentally putting the pressure on him. And you do the same on both on the ads and the due side. You're gonna move around, you're gonna have variety and attack that serve if you can. All right. Okay, guys, well, I hope it helps. If you have any questions, if you have any suggestions, let me know. And remember, go out there, stay centered, be bold, and be perseverant. Thank you.